Welcome back to the channel, all my free thinkers. Guys, I want to talk about what's going on with Mantra. As I want to look at this from an opportunity standpoint on whether or not what the CEO plans to do, at least what they stated that they're going to do, the team, with their tokens that they hold. Well, that's what we want to discuss this particular video, because this might actually be an opportunity. But again, this is not financial advice, and you know, this is a 50-50 shot. But on this channel, I like to bring you guys opportunities as I see them. And for reference, I am not in this play. As I said, I don't believe I would buy this particular token after, you know, we had this, what a lot of people are feeling was a rug pull. Check out Coinzilla's interview with the Mantra CEO John Mullen, as he really gave him some tough questions about, you know, what happened. There's a lot of people that was invested in Mantra's OM token, and they lost their butts in it, guys. But with that, you know, now the question is, can we trust them? Should we trust them? And should you put your hard-earned money into Mantra? So that's what we're going to be discussing, guys. Is this your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy? The only thing I ask is you smash that like button, give me a subscribe. If you haven't already, hit that bell notification so that you don't miss a video, guys. Now let's talk about this. So I want to say it's going on 2 weeks now that the rug was pulled from under the Mantra token, and a bunch of sell-offs happened. A bunch of wallets and different things. It's a lot of investigations going on right now, so I'm not going to claim to know what I'm talking about. Now, you guys know, before I started, before the upgrades in the studio here, I had put out a video about Casper and Mantra. Well, what you guys don't know is right after that, I made another video that became outdated because I had so many issues going on. So now that it's upgraded, that video I had to just can it. I hate putting out old information. But with that, guys, I've still checked in on this project, because a dump from like $6 and something down to under $1 is something to look at and say, wow, why did this happen? But once you investigate it, it remains to see if it can get back up there, and should you take a chance. So we're going to talk about the John Mullen, the CEO of Mantra. He said that in order to repair and, you know, remend the broken trust with the community, what he's looking to do is he and his team are going to burn in the upwards of 300 million of their their staked tokens that wasn't really slated to be unlocked until, I believe, 2026 or 2027. Well, now there's some things to keep in mind with that. 300 million out of a token amount of just close to 2 billion tokens. So 300 million off of that, you know, that's pretty substantial. And we're going to look at what it did, just him talking about that, what it did to the price. In essence, just in a few hours, less than 24 hours, the price rose, I believe, like 25% rose up to like 78 cents, just based on the news alone. So that says that the community is looking at that as, hey, this is a, you know, well, maybe we will keep it, or maybe we will invest in it, at least for these gains. But you got to look at also, there's a lot of people in there are looking at this like, yeah, we're going to use this as a cash grab. We're going to make our money and we're going to sell it. So them announcing something like that, would it do something to the price? Would it elevate the price? And I'm going to say probably just the news alone, yes. But you got to remember, these tokens that they're talking about burning are not a part of the supply. They're uncirculated. So it's going to take a little time for it to have an immediate effect. But news alone, if this can regenerate some trust in holders, or make some people like myself or you guys and the free thinkers say, you know what, maybe it's worth grabbing some, because these guys are putting forth effort to, you know, win us back. Maybe I should hold on to it. Maybe it could skyrocket. I don't know. But we're going to jump over here. We're going to explore it a little bit more. And yeah, Let's check it out, guys. So check this out. So here's where he made the announcement. They plan to burn the team's tokens in a bid to win community trust. Now, they never say when there is going to happen, but from everything that I checked out, they said they're working on it. And now that he said that they're going to burn it, I feel like that's almost like a contract in blood. He's put it out on the internet, and now people like, you're going to have to burn that 300 million, as you see down here, which is 16.88% of the supply. Now, for context, I like to look back in history. So back in, and I got my notes here. For context, back in 2019, I believe it's 2019, Stellar Lumens, these Stellar Lumens, they burned 55 billion of their tokens, which was over 50% of their supply at the time. That was in 2019, guys. That led to a 25% price increase in one day. So anybody who knew that was coming, that they was going to burn and they got in, they were up 25% in just one day. That's capital gain, guys. You don't make that kind of money nowhere but crypto. So you look at something like this, and can you say, like, will that same thing happen with Mantra? Mantra's a little bit different, as in they just had something that happened, guys, that really eroded trust in their company. So they're going to have to, the bigger the trust issues, the bigger you're going to have to, and the harder you're going to have to work to regain the community's trust. And I believe this is really a good start. I'm not saying buy them, but I'm saying this is a good start. 300 million, because for one, they don't say when it's going to happen, but I take it as probably they say the stage is right here. Actually, they are currently locked and were scheduled to release in stages between 2027 and 2029. But they don't say when this is going to happen. But I do know, and I've been doing a little research, that this ain't the only burns they plan on doing. They plan on doing more, which is, I think, is a great thing, because the less tokens that are out there and the less that's in their total supply actually increases and helps us as investors. So I'm looking at this. I'm really checking it out. So if you go up here and we check out their price right here, guys, at 50 cents currently. He made this announcement April 13th. These are the things I look at, guys. So if he made this announcement April 13th, if you want to get a feel for how the community is going to react to it, I go up over here. He made the sudden collapse. So it collapsed on the 13th, excuse me. He made this this announcement on the 15th. And if you look here, they were up here, guys, at $6 and something. They collapsed on the 13th right here. Fell down to as low as 52 cents, which is, they're just above that a little bit. But when he made this announcement, he had to come out and do something quick on the 15th. We want to look how far it rose. On the 15th, it jumped up to as high as 87 cents, guys. So just him saying that alone had an incredible impact on the token. And here's the official announcement right here, where he said this is what they plan to do. They plan on burning their tokens to earn back some of that trust. So right here, I'm going to drop that down below. So I look at that, guys, and I say we have to look at that from an investor standpoint and say to ourselves, okay, I don't have any Mantra or OEM token, and I say, okay, right now it's going for like 56 cents, I believe. I think the lowest it has fallen is 52 cents, which is really, so that would mean right up in this part right here. It's kind of a great deal. Again, I'm not saying buy. I'm looking at the news, and we saw just them announcing that, guys, took it up to 80 something cent within 24 hours, actually less than 24 hours. So what do you think as it get closer and they say on this particular day we're going to burn this token, this X amount of tokens, what do you think it's going to do then? The community is going to come back in, it's going to elevate the price, and then if they plan on continuing doing that, now whether how long that lasts is another thing, because people are going to go in, and they're gonna buy the rumor, sell the news. So a lot of people are going to buy it now. And as it gets close to the day when they're going to burn it, I don't know how they're going to do all that, or the process or whatever, but they're going to sell. They're going to, if it jump up to 80 something cent again, a lot of people are going to sell, but you're going to have the people who've been holding it and believe in the project. The ones that held it at $6 and something, they're going to be looking at it long term, and it's like, well, this circulating amount is going to decrease. Their overall token amount is going to decrease. Maybe they can rebuild back trust. That's going to be up to you guys. I wanted to bring it to you as a possible opportunity. I don't know. I'm looking at this now and I'm like, well, you know, I wanted to see what they were going to do to get back on track, because I felt like when it was at $6 and something, I've always known about this token, but I looked at, well, it's a little bit out of my price range, what I like to grab stuff at. So I'm looking at it now like maybe you could make some quick money on it. I'm not saying buy, I'm not saying sell, I'm not telling you guys to do anything. I'm just reporting to you the information. And I know, remember, be a free thinker. We know how people think. We know how investors think. But more than that, we know human beings. We know human beings and how they react. You remember, pull your emotions out and work off the emotions of other people. So I look at this as a possible opportunity. Am I going to get any? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. But being that they're doing all of this to try to earn back some trust, this lets me know that the project, at least in the short term, is not dead. And how much money you can make with it is, I don't really know. It depends on the investors and that trust. Remember, trust is a major thing, and it takes just a couple things to break that trust. And whether you let somebody back up in your heart, and this goes for relationships or human beings, period, but it's all going to depend on the individual. Guys, let me know down below, what do you think? Do you think this is an opportunity, or do you think it's a pass? We just pass on it and say, you know, regardless, I'm not going to take that chance. You guys let me know. To the next one, guys, make sure you share these videos, give me a subscribe, hit that like button. To the next one, this your boy.